Islam's perspective on mental and psychological ailments is holistic, compassionate, and integrated, viewing them as real and legitimate forms of illness that affect a person's well-being, much like physical ailments. This view is derived from the Quran, the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the rich intellectual history of Islamic medicine. Here is a detailed breakdown of how Islam sees mental and psychological ailments. 1. Legitimacy and reality of psychological suffering. Unlike some historical stigmas that viewed mental illness as a moral failing or a sign of weak faith, Islam recognizes it as a genuine form of suffering. The Quran acknowledges human distress. The Quran speaks openly about human emotions like grief, fear, anxiety, and despair, validating the human experience. Verily, the human being was created anxious, impatient, frightened when evil touches him, and stingy when good touches him. Quran 70, 19-21. Prophetic compassion. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, showed great compassion to those suffering from what we would now call mental distress. He did not blame them but offered support and prayer. A well-known case is a woman who suffered from epileptic seizures, which had a psychological and social stigma. He ensured she was treated with respect and her rights were upheld. 2. A multi-dimensional understanding of the cause. Islam does not attribute mental illness to a single cause, but sees it through a multifaceted lens: spiritual causes. Weakness of faith, while not the only cause, a distance from God and a lack of spiritual connection can lead to emptiness, anxiety, and despair. The Quran states, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah the hearts find rest." Quran 13:28. Spiritual afflictions, waswas, invasive, negative thoughts or whispers from Satan are recognized as a source of severe anxiety and obsessive-compulsive tendencies, particularly in matters of faith, e.g., doubting one's ablution or prayer. The evil eye and magic, sihir. Islam acknowledges that these can be real causes of psychological and physical harm, requiring specific spiritual remedies like reciting the Quran, ruqya. Psychological and social causes. Islam fully acknowledges worldly pressures, trauma, loss, and social injustices as causes of mental distress. The Quran is filled with stories of prophets who experienced profound grief, fear, and loneliness. Biological and physical causes. Classical Islamic scholars, like Abu Zayd al-Balkhi, 9th century, and Abu Bakr al-Razi, 10th century, wrote extensively on the connection between the body and mind. They identified imbalances in humors, brain chemistry, and physical health as contributors to mental states. This aligns with the modern understanding of biological psychiatry. 3. A comprehensive approach to treatment and management. The Islamic approach to healing is integrated, combining spiritual, psychological, and physical methods. Spiritual remedies. The primary foundation, prayer, salah. The ritual prayer acts as a form of meditation, mindfulness, and a direct connection to God, providing structure and peace. Quranic recitation and remembrance, dhikr. Listening to and reciting the Quran is believed to have a calming, healing effect on the heart and mind. Supplication, dua. Turning to God in sincere prayer and asking for relief is a powerful source of hope and comfort. Patience, sabr, and trust in God, tawakkul. Developing patience is seen as a crucial tool for coping with hardship, not as passive resignation but as active, steadfast perseverance. Seeking professional and medical help, an obligation. The prophetic command is clear: O servants of Allah, seek treatment, for Allah has not created a disease without creating a cure for it. Sunan Ibn Majah. This includes psychological ailments. Seeking therapy, counseling, or psychiatric medication is not only permissible but is considered part of fulfilling the Islamic duty to care for one's body and mind. It is a form of trusting God while taking the necessary means, asbab. Social and community support. The community has a responsibility to support the suffering. Visiting the sick, which includes the mentally ill, offering kind words, providing financial support, and reducing stigma are all considered religious duties. The concept of the Ummah, global community, emphasizes that no one should suffer alone. 4. Destigmatizing and showing compassion. A key Islamic teaching is to remove the stigma and blame often associated with mental illness. It is not a sign of weak faith. A person suffering from depression or anxiety is not necessarily a bad Muslim. Their struggle is their test in this life, and their patience in facing it is a source of great reward. The story of Job, Ayub. The Quran tells the story of Prophet Ayub, who was tested with severe physical and psychological distress. His story is one of ultimate patience and divine reward, framing suffering as a test from God that can lead to spiritual growth. Summary: the holistic model. In essence, Islam sees a human being as an integrated entity of the spirit, ruh, the mind, akal, the body, jism. An ailment in one dimension affects the others. Therefore, treatment must address all three: for the spirit, prayer, Quran, dua, and strengthening one's relationship with God; for the mind, therapy, counseling, and cognitive behavioral techniques; for the body, medication, exercise, and a healthy diet. Conclusion: Islam provides a compassionate and comprehensive framework for understanding mental health. It legitimizes psychological suffering, encourages a multi-faceted approach to treatment that seamlessly blends faith with science, and commands the community to respond with support rather than stigma. A Muslim is encouraged to seek both the spiritual solace of their faith and the professional help of modern medicine, seeing them as complementary paths to healing, both sanctioned by God.